Good morning everyone and welcome to Edgbaston for the fifth and final day of the second test match between New Zealand and the West Indies in this, the grand final series of the Hero Cricket League's Y50 Test Match Championship 2020. The West Indies batting in their second innings are 31 for 1. They still need 433 runs to win this test match at a run rate of 4.8 runs per over. If any team is going to do it, it will be this mighty West Indies team. Remember, this is not a bad batting pitch, and they still have the likes of Lara, Richards and Sobers to bat. Of course, if things start to look a little bit tricky, they can play out the day, secure a draw and stay alive in the series. New Zealand, on the other hand, are 1-0 up in this series. If they can take 9 wickets today, they will win this test match, win this series and be crowned winners of the Y50 Test Match Championship 2020. What an intriguing day we have in store. We join the action now as Tim Southee bowls the first ball of the day to Gordon Greenwich. This could be a history-making day for New Zealand as Tim Southee starts with an in-swinging Yorker, but it's kept out by Greenwich. That's a full toss from Hadley, run off the face down towards third man, and that's the first boundary of the day. Lara is the wicket that New Zealand will badly want, but they won't get a bowling there. That's a lovely pull shot from Brian Lara, and that will be his first boundary. That's the 50 up for the West Indies. Oh, and that's a glorious shot from Lara, the full swing of the blade through the offside for 4. Oh, that will be 4 more for Brian Lara, just giving himself a little bit of room and placing it through the offside. Oh, good heavens, that's an extraordinary stroke from Brian Lara over deep extra cover for 6. Just wide of mid-on, and that will be 4 more for Gordon Greenwich. Certainly been a nice positive start this morning. Oh, that's 4 more for Brian Lara. Will this be the innings that he needs to turn things around for the West Indies? Driven down the ground, and that will be 4 more. Lara is on song today. Off the edge, but along the ground, down to the boundary for 4 more. That's the 100 up now for the West Indies. And another fantastic straight drive for Brian Lara. That's 4 more. He's racing along. They're certainly keeping up with this run rate, the West Indies. It is 4.9 runs and over to win this match. Well, that's going to be a couple there for Gordon Greenwich, and that will bring up his 50, his third 50 of the championship to go with 2 centuries. Oh, that will be 50 as well for Brian Lara, his 6th of the championship. He'll be desperate to convert this into a century. Well, there's still a little bit of swing out there, something to give New Zealand hope. Oh, some extra spin there for Vittori. Is this pitch starting to play some tricks? Lovely shot from Lara, straight down the ground, and that will be 4 more. And now he sweeps and sweeps powerfully. That will be 4 more for Brian Lara. New Zealand starting to get a little bit nervous. Oh, that will be 4 as well. 13 off the over. It's 132 for 1. Lofted high and over mid off. That will be 4 more for Gordon Greenwich. Yes, the West Indies are certainly laying a very good platform. Oh, that's a beautiful cover drive from Lara. That will be 4 more. Oh, that looks very, very close. A big appeal from New Zealand, but the umpire says no, not out. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, that just hit Lara outside off stump. A play and a miss. Oh, was there some bat on that? The New Zealanders appeal, but the umpire again says no. Well, that's an appeal in hope more than anything. That certainly pitched well outside the line of leg stump. That's the 150 up for the West Indies. Oh, Lara's out! Caught at Tilly point. That is a massive blow for the West Indies. Lara looking to play across the angle, and he is out. Caught Taylor bowled Vittori for 70, and the West Indies are 150 for 2. And there will be lunch on day 5. A good session for the West Indies. They scored 124 runs, but they'll be devastated at the loss of the wicket of Brian Lara, who was looking very good, and the man most likely to put the West Indies in a position to win this match. But he is out for a well-made 70 from only 89 balls with 10 fours and a 6. Gordon Greenwich is at the crease on 71. He is joined by Viv Richards on 1. 5 bowlers used for New Zealand, 1 wicket each for Tim Southee and Daniel Vittori, who took that crucial wicket of Brian Lara. Oh, that's out! Viv Richards is out! That's another crucial wicket for New Zealand. Well bowled Shane Bond. Viv Richards has to go. He is out. Caught Hadley bowled Bond for 5. And the West Indies are 161 for 3. Garfield Sobers, the new man at the crease. And he starts with a lovely cover drive along the ground, in the gap, and 4. Oh, that's beautifully whipped through mid-wicket from Greenwich. That will be 4 more. Edged and oh dear, Turner has put it down at third slip. Beautifully bowled from Hadley. New Zealand just wrestling back a little bit of control. Oh, he's out this time. Sobers is gone. New Zealand are having a great little session. That drop didn't cost them too much. And Sobers is out. Caught Watling bowled Hadley for 11. And the West Indies are 181 for 4. Well, the West Indies will almost certainly be looking to save this game now. Their captain Clive Lloyd is the new man at the crease. And that is a fantastic shot for 4. An appeal from Richard Hadley, but that one doesn't have very much going for it, does it? Pitched outside leg and probably missing leg stump as well. Oh, toss right up and Clive Lloyd got to that one on the full. That's an easy boundary for him. 4 more. Oh, beautifully bowled from Southee. That looks very close, but the umpire says no. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, that just hit Lloyd outside the line of off stump. The West Indies have gone past 200 now. And that's a nice sweep shot from Clive Lloyd. There's no one out there on the boundary, and that will be 4. Some spin there on day 5 for Vittori, but no edge. And that will be tea on day 5. Just the 69 runs for the West Indies in that session. They won't be going for this tucker anymore. They will be looking to bat out the rest of the day. They are 4 for 224. Gordon Greenwich is still at the crease, looking solid on 93 not out. He is joined by his captain Clive Lloyd on 28 not out. This partnership is the last one between 2 full-time batsmen. It is a very important one for the West Indies if they want to hang on for the draw. New Zealand have bowled very well. They did take 2 crucial wickets in that session, but they are finding life a little bit difficult. There isn't much in this pitch for them. They will be desperate for some quick wickets after tea and then hoping to run through the West Indies tail. Edged away but in the gap, down to the boundary for 4. That will be the 3rd century for Gordon Greenwich. What an important one for the West Indies. Oh, that looks very close. It depends on where it pitched. The umpire says no, it would have pitched just outside the line of leg stump. Richard Hadley now with the new ball, looking for something special. Oh, a beautiful outswinger but no edge. That's on the pads of Clive Lloyd and beautifully played out towards the boundary to bring up the 250 for the West Indies. We're into the last hour now for the West Indies. In the air, but that's gone very quickly out towards the boundary and will be 4 more for Clive Lloyd. Whoops, through the legs of mid-off, and that will bring up the 50 for Clive Lloyd. Well, that's a lovely cut shot from Lloyd. This is just the innings that the West Indies were looking for. Still not much in this pitch for New Zealand. That's gone wide of Williamson at third slip and will be 4 more for Greenwich. Shane Bond charging in. This must be the last roll of the dice for New Zealand. Oh, that's a lovely clip off the hip. 4 more for Clive Lloyd. Oh, big shot from Shane Bond and New Zealand, and the umpire says yes, that's out. Oh, that's the breakthrough that New Zealand were looking for. Maybe they still have time to roll through the lower order. Clive Lloyd is out. LBW to Bond for a very fine 64, and the West Indies are 281 for 5. 7 overs to go after this ball. Oh, he's bowled him! Gordon Greenwich is gone! That's a double breakthrough for Shane Bond. Maybe New Zealand still have time. Greenwich is out. Bowled Bond for a magnificent 109. And the West Indies, with 7 overs to go, are 282 for 6. New Zealand need another wicket urgently. Oh, beautifully bowled, just avoiding the glove. Just the 8 balls left in this test match. These two are doing a fantastic job for the West Indies. Well, that one's going to run away to the point boundary for 4. Last ball now of this test match. Safely negotiated by Andy Roberts, and the second test match has ended in a draw. Yes, that's a very good job from the West Indies. They were in deep trouble halfway through this match, but have managed to save it and keep themselves alive in the series. Gordon Greenwich was the star today with 109 from 277 balls. A very enterprising innings from Brian Lara, 70 runs off only 89 balls. They kept the pressure on Stephen Fleming, and many couldn't attack in that morning session. And a very useful 64 from 144 balls for Clive Lloyd. New Zealand tried hard. Shane Bond ended with figures of 3 for 55. 1 wicket also for each of Hadley, Southee and Vittori. No wickets for Cairns, but bowling conditions were very difficult today. The pitch was quite slow and there wasn't much movement for the fast bowlers or much spin for Daniel Vittori, not as much as they would have hoped for anyway. It's been another very good test match in this championship, one that New Zealand may feel slipped away from them towards the end. For his 2 sublime innings and a return to form, Kane Williamson is man of the match. And so, where does that leave us in this series? Well, New Zealand surprised everyone with victory in the first test match at Lord's. We've now had a draw of the second Test match at Edgbaston in a match where New Zealand were on top. This is maybe the escape that the West Indies were looking for, the day to turn their fortunes around and to look to come back in this series. Remember, the first team to win 2 Test matches will be the one who is crowned champions of the Y50 Test Match Championship 2020. Rather interestingly, New Zealand have drawn all 3 of the Test matches at Edgbaston and are yet to win at Headingley, which is the venue for the next Test match. That's it from us. Do join us next week for the 3rd Test match at Headingley, and bye for now.